Yes, I see you. I see you in Tibetan mountains, and I also see you as a 9-year-old girl with the swords in parallel to the Tibetan mountains 32-year-old doing the training. You actually, what you're doing, there's like a camp.
Oh, what?
There is a camp, and there are 12 children in your group. I see like 6 groups with 6 different people, and you're training them. And this is the mountains I see here. In parallel to that, I see the moon base. I see you again as a pilot, and then I see you on Mars. You've been to the Saturn too. Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. You know what they do? I think I saw that before with you. They would clone you as a warrior. I see you differently. So there are different warriors like that. There's short ones like 6 feet. There are ones that are 8 or 9 feet tall. And there are tinks in which the bodies are. This is like another level we're looking at, because they would take you as a child. I saw that before, and they would train you at the Mars base to be just that. And then I see you in the room. It's like a room becomes a hologram, which looks real, very real. And all of a sudden, you are in those Tibetan mountains. But here you as a child, and you have to fight the creatures. Creatures look like, it's like a man mixed with a Scorpio, or there's like half spider, half human. Just like imagine human body with the spider eyes and the spider arms type thing.
Oh, God.
And you would have to, yeah, and you're little, you're only 9. You would have to fight them.
When I was
And
around 9,
yeah,
I had a read about that.
yeah, I see them eat you too. I see them rip your head off, and then they would put you in a tank. I see the gel-like substance in the tank, yellowish greenish, and they would reconstruct you. Like I literally see like the head would grow back from your body, and they would take you out again, to the point that you wouldn't even be scared of fighting anybody. But they also take you to different alternative realities, and also to different universes. There's a big black capsule with like dark blue round windows, and I see a lot of you. I see like 6 of you, and then the other ones too, but they look like clones too. And imagine, so you're like in charge of this little group with 5 of cloned bodies that look like you, but they're all connected to you, and they work on your energy by using your energy. And I see like 4 rows. It stops here, and you're in front, and there are other ones in front too, but just different souls, different people, like bodies, different features. And you're all males too. And you would go to different planetary systems. Argentus planetary system. It's far back. It's behind Andromeda, somewhere there. There's a blue sun system. You would go to that one where Pleiades are. 2. Sirius. What is this? There's Sirius system too. It's behind Pleiadians, but they're connected. I don't think we see them at all because they're energy kind of system made out of energy. And they would just unload you there. They would tell you to fight the beings, to conquer them. Because I see this one creature. It looks like the dinosaur. He has this thing on top, but it looks like a dragon. The snout is like this, like crocodile dragon snout, and the just kind of like a dinosaur arms with those nails very sharp, and they are the ones who would transport you. But then other times I see the tall grays would transport you. There's also a time when I see you would be put in a capsule. It's a single one with one seat, and they would connect to your consciousness, and you would just fly where you're supposed to go through the green portal and then the blue portal, and you end up in Orion belt, the second one in the middle, the star there. And there's a military base there. And you would train too. You would train some hybrids. And I feel like those humans mixed with snake features. The skin is like snake skin, those kids. And the eyes are the same. The funky looking tongues, kind of like long, split. Yeah. So we train those. You're like a teacher of some sort of, but they also use your, I hear upscale, like you have to go up in your performance all the time because they want to conquer more worlds, and then to do that they need to integrate more technology into you, and to do that you need to be connected to a lot of systems at the same time. It's also like some sort of energy enhancement, like the Tesla ball, was the energies going in and out of you constantly. Because if imagine, so you connected to those 5 clones, and all those sometimes are split up between different systems, but you're like a connector and the database of all the information that goes to you from them, because they have some sort of, you do too. I feel like they reconnected the whole thing back to you after that session. Because I see implants again. I see like goggles, like night vision goggles in your eyes on top. And there's like almost like a metallic band on the back. And I feel like pressure coming from the back and connecting here, like pressure in the eyes and in the back of your head. And the same kind of the clones have different. The clones have inside not like binoculars, like monocles. Each eye has a monocule in it, type thing, like a little piping pipe with type thing. They can see through their eyes, they can see through your eyes, and they can connect the pictures together. Just like that being that also a clone of yours. Boy, you have clones in different locations. It has to be like we have to go to each one. It's not just it's 3 different locations. So because Antarctica we did that one, But then there is this Alberta, Canada facility too. And then, well, that one I know, the Warlock, I know that facility was two hammers. Been there before. But that's one where they torture you. I see like there is a table and there is like a big, tall prime mantis standing there. There's reptilians on the sides. They're kind of like guarding. But the prime mantis was a little grays are connecting literally wires to your head, on the temple area, forehead, and on the back. And it's almost like they do electric shocks and see how your emotions go, how your central nervous system goes, what kind of hormonal response they can produce from you. It's like they control your emotional and mental bodies through those electrical shock system, because there's a machine there in the wall. It's like stuck in the wall that the wires are connected to. And they keep taking it. So sometimes it's like you feel a relief because they would remove the wiring system. And other times you would feel this extremes. That's when they do the research. It's almost like they don't really care exactly when they would do the research. Mostly at night when your consciousness is asleep and your body is not like interfering with there, because that way they can clearly see the reaction, and they do the calculation of the hormones. Like, let's say if you produce adrenaline, what are the adrenaline levels, how they can control that. It all goes into research of that kind of like electric system that they're creating, electric net they're creating with satellite system and antenna system, and in between what's happening to beings that are alive and have souls. Yeah. So let's just go to that hammer head facility. Let's remove here. I'm just standing by you. And just you froze. It's like they would pull your energy body out. And when you they throw you back, your physical body would react so badly that you have almost like, like mini heart attacks. I can only think that. Or aneurysm in your brain, like a shock kind of going through the system. So disconnect all those wiring, because you also have like almost like belts around your wrists and your feet too, to keep you on that table there. To disconnect all those. So I see you getting up. See your energy body getting up on that particular. So basically what your subconscious is doing, it's coming to the computer once everything is frozen, time stopped, pulls out the yellow file out of it. It literally like does something on that flat keyboard that looks like glass on the table, on the desk, and the yellow file just comes out and you pull it out. It's semi-energy, semi-glass looking thing. It's like interesting thing, really. So you take it out, you put it in your body, in your solar plexus. It's almost like you can put it inside and integrate it inside because it belongs to you. So you walk away through the glass doors of this facility. So then you go to umbrella one. It's the energy level one. Been here before. I've seen those. You're there in the blue room with white walls. Can't even see the walls, the lighting is so bright. There's this reptilian with crocodile snout. He has the iPad type thing, looks like glass, in his hand. Doing some research. It basically just like opened up the back of your head and looking at the connections. Did some wiring system almost. It has a GPS system, observation system, sensory system, because you're very sensitive actually. They connected their nanotechnology, neuro something, rather neurotechnology to your sensoring system that you have in you to use it. You know, it's like they're blending technology with biological. That's what they're doing. So you pull that out, freeze them. I only see this one guy standing there. I don't even see anybody. Whole thing is like empty. The big room. Standing there like a statue, pulling that out. There's some liquid going through your. It's almost like the lymph nodes look green. They're filled with substance. That some substance is a numbing gel of some sort, so you don't feel anything. Basically because your energy body is connected to your physical, and they don't want your physical to feel the results of this operation, of the surgery. They would fill you up with lymphatic system with that greenish gel. They do it through injection on the arm. Do you have any needle marks on the arm sometimes?
I've never found any, but I get bruises all the time. Lots and lots of bruises, especially on my upper thighs.
Well, bruises because there's a belt. There are belts that hold you down to your energy body. A lot of times you would actually wake up in the morning, or, from a nap. It doesn't matter. And then I feel like you might even forget what you were doing. Like there's like a missing time, a memory missing, because your energy body would be pulled out of your physical. So your physical would just do, it's like a drone, they would control where you go, what you do, autopilot mode. But there's no memory to it. So you pull yourself, you get up, see your energy body getting up there. You took out all the stuff. It's almost like you turned it into solid ropes, the green substance, and just pulled it out, kind of like in threading in your hands, like lots of those inside. And you put them in the portal. Well, you're going through some lab tubes. You find 12 of them, and you do this. You create some energy, because there's so much static electricity in you. You can do this, and there's like energy bolts going in between your two hands, and you just explode all this glass lab tubes. And that substance just disappears, disintegrates. You literally break the molecules of it so they don't have any samples of your DNA serum anymore. You also do something different here, because I see like the computer screen, and it has the writing. The writing is blue, bright blue. And you just do this with your hand, and you like erase the whole thing. You don't even pull the files out. They go blank. So you did that. It seems like you can work with your hands for sure. You can concentrate energy and heal with your hands. So you go from there. Well, I keep seeing Area 51, but there you are a pilot also. I see you flying the black jet. Black jet. J-15 hangar. You fly from the moon base through a portal straight into J-15, and you end up, it's like the elevator goes down. There's like a capsule looking cylindrical thing that you step in, and there's like, it's almost like a suction, like I feel and you like sucked on the ground to the 5th level, and then you exit. It opens up. The elevator is not like we have elevators, like opens up like this, one door, and you go into J-15B door. It's like each hangar has a level or something with the ABC, like an alphabetical order, different offices or something. Huh. You go there, but you do something there, but it's related to the computer, because you go on computer and you put like, there's an interesting thing here. So the computer has this keyboard that looks like transparent crystalline structure. I almost see like crystal fibers in it, and when you put both hands on it, each reads the information from the mission you just did. It goes into the system. Because I see like lines coming, ding 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 ding, like this. And then you read them and you confirm. There's like confirm at the bottom, on the bottom right side in blue box, and then it goes into the system. It's like you check in and then you just check out. So you just walk. I mean, I don't really see anybody. It's like everything feels so empty. There's the cameras all over the place, and they're in the walls. And they're not sticking out. They're inside the walls, but I know they're there. But you walk through, it's almost like they scan you. They confirm that you've been there, you uploaded your information, and then you go for another mission. You go back up on the elevator, hangar, your craft should go out back to the moon. And here you are on the moon. Moon has some interesting triangular, never seen anything like this. It looks like there's 3 locations. They are connected. It's like ley lines connection, and that's a huge portal. Which reminds me of the Bermuda Triangle, the idea from that. Yeah. You're a pilot, so there's some numbers, 3256 and L 3256. I don't know what it means, it's just a serial number of some sort on the sleeve. Because you have some device too, like on the left wrist. It's almost like a watch, but it's not a watch. It shows a map, it shows location, where to go. You have to check it all the time to see where you're supposed to go next. So what you do is just through that watch, all the numbers that are coming with the maps, you just like erase them. and then you cancel yourself out from the team of pilots. Because I mean, you just like, I saw there's 32 missions and now I see 0 missions left. It's like says how many missions you have to do. I know it says 0. You did something with the watch. I feel like it's broken now because it blacked out too. So you did that. They were draining a lot of your energy. They're draining 18% here, 20 to it. That warlock thing was the hammers. And plus a lot of energy there. It's like over 50%, like 51 or 52 with all those clones too that go on the mission, and then they teach too as teachers on different locations. There are different locations of different it's almost like different artificially made planets of some sort. They're located like between Saturn, Mars, and Moon. Huh. It's like a system thing because there's portals leading to them, and that's where you would teach this master art of warrior that you are. That's what I get from all of this. But that spaceship you're talking about, yeah, well, there's a commander mission there too, where all the teachers, they're different kinds too. I see there's some like hybrids of human mixed with like grasshopper praying mantis. You know, like grasshoppers have those arms. I see humanoids like this there, and I see like a round room with a round table. I see this map of the earth. The table lights up with continents. It just lights up, and then you're connected to the table, to the light up map with your consciousness. Because whenever you speak of a different location in the universe, it would light up. The whole like system would light up. Like I see Andronos, star system. I see the Siberia, Antarctica, cold regions like that too lighting up. There's huge military bases there. See Canada, Australia. You've been told they're like bases, but you do specific training. It's different. It's weapon training. It's a sword. It's not like the guns, but the swords mostly. But you do also connect to the sword, and becomes like it connects to your hand, to your arm. You know, it's like you become one with the swords you have. It's a different type of training. Not everybody can do that. But because you've always been doing that, it's like in different parallel realities basically. But I also see you like you know, like the draw werewolf creature. I see a planet of you. So the planet looks like it's all blue hills, blue mountains, nothing else growing on them. And I see like somebody's trying to get through the layers of protection layers through to get to the planet. And you make that noise like with your, it's like a voice, but it's a vibration going, spreading all around. And you're a big, tall, like 8 feet tall humanoid, but wolf. You got like hair here and the features of a wolf on your head. And when you make that vibration out of like opening your mouth, kind of, and comes from your chest too, the other wolves connect. It's like a hive mentality or hive mind thing. And they would just like, and they all have those swords too. But those energy ones, those are the energy ones. And you just, it's funny, it's like you almost, you, what those swords do, they have this energetic kind of things, kind of like bolts, energy bolts coming out from them. So what you do, you just, it's almost like you shoot. Uh, you have to do specific kind of like waves with a sword in the air to grab the building and to grab the being, because I see some beings, they're very tall, like T-Rex creatures, and you would just like literally do this, like some motion, and they would stop. They would be numb and frozen, and with a sword you would draw like a sack or a capsule around it and encapsulate it. It would fall down on the ground. It's a very interesting thing. So it depends what, but this is a seventh dimension, so it's like it's different for each dimension. For the third, it would just, you would just kill the being with the sword because you're dealing with the physical. But you know the spots. They would, I see you in school too when you were little, and you would also know the spots on the body that you would have to penetrate with a sword to make sure that that being is like that. Because you know anatomy, you know all this, how to do it precisely. But then in one of the timelines on that planet as a wolf, they take you on board, and those who take you are not reptilian. Those are blue-looking beings with blue skin but very vicious eyes. More like, you would see like the Nordic eyes, but they have blue skin and more like bigger eyes. They have DNA of Syrian, Pleiadians, Arcturians, and Nordics. The mixture. They also have 13% of insectoids in them, because their eyes are like a fly has the eyes like that, with multiple like layers in square type, kind of spiderweb type eye. It can see all around, it can see multiple. When it connects to you through the eyes, it can see multiple lives too that you're having in different avatars that your soul has. So it can read all the information, because I see you on the spaceship, and then what they've done is just like they took your soul out and put it in a container, and that into the container goes, it's like a lid with the pipe. Through the pipe they pump some yellow gas and put the soul in stasis, and at the same time they would take the body and put it in some container too, but they're more like coffin type things, like tanks, and the tanks are connected to the engine of the spaceship and also to some other tank for the research purposes to drain energy. The other tank on the spaceship converts energy into something that they need to convert to. It's like a converter of energy. So let's just do this. I'm asking your subconscious what it wants to do. I always want to say he, because you're like 56%. dominant male energy.
Mm-hmm.
And just says, let's take all these beings together, clean all the timelines. What I see, it's almost like fireworks of blue light shooting through timelines. The timelines, they're like ribbons. They run in parallel with each other, almost like runners would run, and the ribbons go. And he like shut all those to cleanse them, to change some particular different events, to basically cleanse energetically every timeline from the influence of other beings. And at the same time, I see he put like rows of beings. I literally see like dragon creatures, prime mantis creatures, T-Rex type creatures, those with this snout like a crocodile, and then that the sea kind of dragon type thingy too. Yeah, it's not a sea dragon, it's actually a he, just a mixture. And then insectoids too. There's one with the horns, looks like a devil type creature, but he says, I'm your guide. You know how it looks? It looks like not the horns like they draw, like this kind of antenna horns. And it looks more like there's hair here. There's just like oh, like I don't know how to describe those. Like devil looking with red eyes. The tail, like a cow's tail type thing. Humanoid, but he's from, the eyes look like literally like this, very sharp on the corners. And he's from lower dimensions, he's from second dimension, from lower levels. He says there's just 7 lower levels that they come from. So you just put them all together, it's like a big line of those. They almost like go and circle around you, and you just froze them and order them to bring all the agreements that you've made. Boy, I see the agreements coming, but they're all different again. There's just tons of papers like flying all over. And your subconscious just goes, I just see it going, and you say that I have to check on the connections to those papers, whether they have the mirrored copies. You say that they do have mirrored copies, and you have to check on those. He's going to check by himself. It's like literally like there's like a metallic tiny gray tiny thread connected to all of the beings. And there's contract keepers. They have those. They start coming behind them. Most of them are reptilian looking, but they're different shapes and colors. The brown, green, and red, and there's a albino one, the white one, but he's short with thick tail. So you bring your subconscious, or you bring back some interesting things. It looks like a pyramid creation, but it's more like shaped like a 3-angle star, like a hologram type thing, but when you touch it, it becomes solid. Then there's just little kind of like sand particles in it, and you say those are the contracts. That's how they incubate, or you say they incubate them into the crystal structure, so you cannot get to them. But you said you can actually change the molecular structure of them and turn it into liquid. That's what you're doing now. You just created like a cup, transparent glass cup, and you put it into liquid. And then you look at the liquid, looks like water, you reprogrammed it. You said, I refused, it was a lie. They made me sign it and they lied to me. So I refuse and deny everything that I ever signed or agreed to in any dimension, in any parallel reality or artificial reality created by those races. And I feel like all the contracts just exploded into nothing. Just not even dust. You always do something with the palms of your hands, like constantly. It was like doing this or doing this or this or like this. And there's just like energy coming from them to destroy things. So those are going into portal. There's like a big door. You opened it. You made it like wooden brown door. Opened it and they're going. They're almost like falling into some space. Some vacuum space. They're falling. One after another. Like mountain climbers. You're all connected through this thread. You connected them by a thread. Yeah, there's so many of them. So the last one went. It was just like 4 little grays. So you said that you're gonna just close the door and just deal with the implants yourself. Basically, what you want to do, you just want to burn them up inside yourself. But you did take the mask out and you're throwing it out now. And the band around, it puts pressure like from here to here, like you really feel the pressure from it. And kind of like eye area, you would get like pressured, inflamed, or it's almost like kind of drives you crazy because the head feels like it doesn't belong to you or something. You took that one off, threw it out, and the other implants you just want to. There's literally tiny. It's almost like somebody broke a needle into different tiny parts and inserted it into muscle tissues. That's what I see. It's like half sticking out. And they're just like, they just did it like last night, literally 12 hours ago, it says. So you're just burning it up, you're melting it. It's melting into mercury type, kind of like liquid. And it's coming through the bottoms of your feet. And you say just like going into the black hole and disintegrating, dispersing into dust, into cosmic dust, you said. You know what you also do? You take the that ninja outfit off of your body. So you just like, because your energy body right now, I just see energy shaped as a human. And you always have this transparent, bluish, purplish kind of tint to you. That's like your true essence, like that color. Because it's like a pretty light purple aura with the blue glow around you right now. And you're really filling up your head with a lot of your energy, because you have a lot of stuff done to it. And it's gonna take, it says about 2 to 3 weeks to like feel every neuron, every dendrite and axon with the energy of your own essence to it. By the way, I know I went to this time when you would ask for help, And I know for sure that this little devil type small creature that looks like 4 feet tall who went into the portal, he's the one who would show up, and he would just drain your energy. He would take like 25% of your energy at the
When was
time showing up, and would shape shift into, it's like a game of vibration always. If you are miserable, you're very low vibrational. If any creature who is low vibrational comes through that asking for help, you give the agreement for somebody to come. He takes this agreement, and then through that agreement connects to you and takes your energy. He fills himself up with energy, and because he has so much from you, he can shapeshift into anything he wants, into beautiful Arcturian or Pleiadian or Pleiadian, or being of light or angel. He can do anything to deceive you.
can you
That's
tell
what
me
they do. Hmm?
when in my life did I ask for this help?
Oh,
Which
you asked quite a bit.
I know, but I'm wondering when this started, or if I can remember something coming to me.
I feel like 12 or 13, you would be asking for higher, sources,
Yeah.
higher powers,
One time
because Mhm.
One time something paralyzed me in my bed, and it knelt on my bed, placed a hand on the other side of my body, and leaned over to look at me.
I see two different creatures. I see that reptilian with the crocodile snout. I just see him like he turned his head right now. And I see that from 2D, that devilish looking creature. But it's almost like he would be playing with you to get your energy through, he would paralyze you to make you absolutely horrified and terrified. And he would eat that energy of you being so scared. The crocodile one is different. He would use he would retrieve your eggs by paralyzing you. But we already cut that connection and took those implants out. So, and yeah, you disconnected from all you literally had like tons of threads they reconnected. You don't have that big antenna on the back anymore, so that they did not reconnect. I feel like it was an implant that they spent a lot of time and energy on creating before. That's why they literally didn't have time to recreate it. Since we removed it, basically you removed it, I just said what you did. Um, so do you want to check on your nieces, or whoever you want to check on?
Sure. Do you think we got everything cleared as far as my matrix goes?
Yeah, because the roots that went through all the 12 layers, like I saw, like little threads with anchors, they dried up. They
Okay.
like dissimated.
Okay. Yes. My niece is Leoma Withrow.
Oh, I see there's a creature behind her, holding her with your on your like around your arms down like here. So the creature looks like a hybrid. The hybrid in between the gray and the prime mantis, or because it's very triangular like face with big bright green eyes, like a prime mantis, but it's totally different because the eye, it's looking at me now, it's like green with the slit, just like reptilians have. And she's connected to the lab. She's connected to the lab.
They're absolutely terrifying her lately.
Yeah. Well, because they are creating some bubbles like altars type things in her. They're creating some wounds. I see there is like on the screen in that lab just like a classification of different wounds, like emotional and mental, they're supposed to create through different dreams, visions, or feelings. Especially, I feel like they're doing it through feelings. Like somebody would touch her, somebody would watch her, somebody would strike her, things like that.
You
Should like,
just came back, cut out there for a little bit.
oh, okay. Yeah, those are doing the, it's like emotional, mental connection, wounding, how do you call it? It's like trauma system they have on the screen there. So you create the trauma in all the parallel realities. Her energy is in different bodies and different realities, and they have to create emotional, mental trauma. And they would not only show up in the dreams, but they would also, during the day, they would try to energetically strike her, touch her, create some strange thoughts or feelings like you're being watched. And that like feeling of being scared and watched by somebody would kind of creep up, type thing. Yeah.
On her?
Yeah. So it's like a constant, it's like a psychic attacks, That's exactly what they're doing. They have this very powerful eyes. They're basically walking around inside her energy sphere and just kind of zapping her with the energy from the eyes. And mostly the chest area, heart, and the head are up there. So, well, so you're giving her the information, you're showing her. They're like behind her. They're really hiding behind her back. There are four of them. They're the same height, but there's the one in charge. The one in charge is more like milky yellowish color, and he's like 3 heads taller than them, much taller. He's more like 12 feet tall, and they're like 7, like this, or 6. Because I see them. That one is more like a bee head. So you're showing to her what's happening there. Oh boy, there's like a wiring system, but it comes and it's almost like technology inserted into her back on both sides of her back, on the right and the left. There's just like long plates of metal on both sides going down to her waist. And they're connected there at the waist level with a horizontal type. Strange thing. Yeah, it's a very strange thing. It almost like it has sensors that look like antennas to it. There's like 3 of them, and there's holes that they can connect some wires to them, and basically they would take her. They would also abduct her physically a lot.
Yeah, I know.
They take her through that system. They just pull. They basically, there's the, like, I see the spacecraft. It's round. It comes, and it has those prime mantis on it, and they would just they like shoot some wires that connect to the back, and they pull her up, because it's like a spiral of light comes down and pulls the whole thing up with your physical body inside. And then they keep her with the wiring system. The body is like that, connected to her energy body. But then the energy body, they would take her to the moon base, and they would take her consciousness out. They like literally shoot the beam of, it's like a laser beam, and push it out. Take the body out of a tank of another altar clone and put the consciousness in it. This one looks very vicious looking with big teeth. Looks like, boy, what is this? It's a bold, tall, amphibian looking creature with big feet, big sharp teeth. Very small eyes. Huh. That's what they do to her. Okay, so you gave her the information. It's like a little book, 4 pages. You put all the information in there and she's opening it. The only thing is, like, she needs more information regarding a lot of the things, because I feel it shows that her consciousness level, like in the physical body, right? The analytical, the rational mind is 32%, versus her consciousness level, like subconscious, is 92. So it's just different. She has to level up with, to be kind of rather 50-50, be the best, to keep herself intact from the interference. Like, you need to tell her not to call anybody for help, or not to rely on any forces, things like that. Because when you're desperate, that's what you do. And
So
she's quite desperate.
tell her not to call anybody, including Jesus.
Right, because, yeah,
Or that.
yeah, because she has a lot of cords connected to the different kind of like those groups of races of aliens, or races who shapeshift into different beings of light and show up to get connected to her, because they would only drain her energy. They can improve something in her life for a day or two, but then it would go downhill again. It's like it's almost like a drug. When you take a drug, it makes you feel better for a little while, but then you need another portion. If you call Jesus, the reptilian would come shapeshifted into him and would help you feel better, give you a little bit of some relief, but then you would feel terrible again. You would need to call again and again and again.
Well, what else can I tell her to help her through this?
You gave her information subconsciously, but it's like she has to understand she's the one they told her the lies about herself. I mean, she's the one who is a creator being, and they use her creative ability, like imagination, her strengths, her power, and use her as a battery too, for energy, because we're like endless fountain of energy. Our souls are our essence. And he has a lot of experiences and information from different lives we are going through in parallel. So they drain us, and they also take our experience, our knowledge and information, and use it for their purposes. So it's like you have to preserve all of this and be like a solid, independent creator. And your energy sphere is your house. You wouldn't want an intruder in your house, and those are intruders. All they need is your permission to enter, and most of the time, permission comes through the system of control we call religion, or system of control we call angels, or spirit guides,
Yeah.
or anybody like that.
Well, she's only 5, and I want to be able to call her and give her some sort of advice.
Yeah. Well, you give her this book, and it has 4 pages, but it's like when she's touching it and looking at the illustrations, she kind of absorbs it through osmosis type thing, the information.
So is this the
But
most?
just tell her that she's very powerful. Tell her she's extremely powerful, and she can help herself. And she will see that she can help herself if she relies on herself. Just tell her you're doing the same. You're doing the same. You rely on yourself, and she's relying on herself. I have
Okay.
a 5-year-old. She knows that she can't call because they're bad creatures, even if they look nice. So
It's just hard because the mom's a little bit open
the
to stuff, but not into it anywhere near the way I am, you know.
yeah, it's very hard because that's what they do. They manipulate children
Okay.
that way.
My computer is at 22%. Can I ask about my other niece?
Yes, sure.
Ellie Withrow.
I see two grays next to her, left and right. She has a looks like a helmet type thing, and then she has a big box in her chest. Big box. It's just first of all they block her connection with your soul energy, with your essence. So subconscious, his hard time communicating the messages. And also those grays, take the box out, reprogram it, put it back into her chest. Like the entire chest is the box. Metallic, long, rectangular box. Oh, it's like a software system, like software inside. They can take out and put new ones in. And I feel like her immune system is pretty bad because immune response is overactive because I see some substances in her bloodstream, so she has to clear that too. You're giving her like an apple. It is an apple. You tell her to eat it. And she kind of spins it in her hand. She's not the previous one, she really trusted you. Like she really resonates and trusts you. This one is
Ellie's the aloof one. I suspect that she's had some sexual abuse.
she has hard time trusting. She doesn't even want to buy this apple. Like you're trying to figure out how to give her the information. I see you talking to her, and she's very scared. But she has those two grays. They're short. There's like drone ones. They're very like handling her through emotions, and she feels like enslaved. It's almost like an energy enslavement because I see her almost like in an egg-shaped capsule, encapsulated. And as they walk, she walks because she's not in control of her body. She cannot stop. It's like when they put you in a cyborg, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put her in this capsule. You're trying to tell her, look around, look what you're in. It's like a thick glass top capsule, and look at the grays next to you. Okay, you're just like dissolving the capsule now with your hands. You're shedding the layers down. So, and now you're holding her hand. You took off the implant, your hand. You literally like holding her with your hands like this on both sides, and I see energy going into your hand. And her eyes are like, they start being like, they were like, you're in the fog. You don't understand. She's like in stasis of some sort. It's almost like she cannot think properly. She
Yeah.
thinks when they let her think, but it's only for short periods of times, and then she blanks out.
Yeah, I've noticed that. There's something very odd about her behavior.
So, and then like you almost like trying to catch the moment right now to um, make her understand, and you make this connection through her eyes to you, like saying that just absorb the information from the apple. You don't even have to bite it. Or I can put the information to anything. And then you create a flower. It's like a rose. And you say just try to smell the aroma of the rose. And she does. And it's almost like it's what's the word? It makes her like open up more your rational mind. It's completely like blocked inside. It's almost like a bubble, like they put it in the artificial bubble inside, the white, semi-transparent. So you're trying to dissolve it and tell her to use her energy to dissolve it, but first she has to disconnect from the grays. There's like a connection. They're like glued to her arms. It's crazy. That looks like it. Oh boy. She's disoriented and she absorbed some information, but then this implant goes like zing, and then she goes again into this mode of being zoned out. Then you're trying again to do the same thing. It's very hard because your rational mind is so down. I mean, it's literally like she doesn't understand. If you will continue doing this with her, I just know it, working with her in the astral. But the problem is, the person, when we do the session, that's why we have a person in the session, because rationally you have to understand what was done, what the mechanisms of interference are, how they interfered with you, and to understand it and to know you're free now. That's how I protect myself. But she doesn't. And sorry, I feel like it's not gonna work with her. I feel like you cannot reason with her. Like when you talk to her, you just can't.
That's real life.
Yeah. She's used like almost like figure mannequin, cyborg type, filled up with implants. And the major is in her chest, and it totally controls her body computer. Do this, do that, and she would do it because she's not in control of her body. And she's got multiple altars too. And more than 50, I see, 52. So, and she might she might shift too.
Does she have these altars in this physical reality that I'm in right now?
Okay. No. No. She has altars in different, even star systems. I see Orion. I see Zeta Reticuli. I see her controlled by Alpha Draconians. It's almost like she's enslaved. There's like chains on her arms, on her wrists. And Alpha Draconians are controlling the Greys. They just used like drones to control those. Or enslaved by Alpha Draconians. That's what I see. And those are, they're just like huge, they're big. From Alpha Draconis. She has to wake up. It's like something has to happen to wake her up. That's what I definitely feel.
Okay. That's okay. I figured we'd try.
Yeah. Let me see your husband then. I see some creatures like walking behind him. They're just watching him. You know how they look like? They're like in spacesuits with a zipper on. They're just blue with yellow stripe on the side that was like golden. They have those like headphone type things, and they have the eyes of a cat. They're like watching to connect back to him. because they're behind. There's like a gate, like a round gate. I showed it to him. He turned around. He does something. He can literally like shoot from his chest some energy wave, and he just pushed them into a portal. And their blue gate, he pushed that gate too. It's almost that we're creating a connection outside of his energy sphere to break through by using some situation or whenever he would get frustrated or get any low vibrational emotions involved type thing. But he's very strong and in control. I feel that about him. Just he has to focus in the direction of, so he's out of all these programs he's been to and just start up like a new focus, where you focus your energy, that's where you create everything for yourself. That's what he's trying to do right now. I just told him to look around always, and it's okay, they always watch us, but the thing is, we should be aware that they can create some kind of splits in the energy sphere or indentations. Those people who think of us sometimes too from our like family members, or each and every person we know, 99.9% have interference to them too. So their interference through the connection with us, they can put us in situations where they would tell us something we don't like, or we produce negative response, and they can connect to us. Those creatures in them can connect to us and start draining our energy. So, but I do see him clean. Yeah, I see him clean right now.
Okay, good. He seemed relatively okay today, just really tired.
Tired because he was cleansing. It's actually normal when you get back to normal. Some people, I mean, my personal experience, I was exhausted the night after my session, and some crazy stuff was happening with my body too. It's like the body was cleansing itself out, and energetically too. I was doing that.
Just so you know, I'm at 10%. If I die,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I can tell you, my friend, just like after the session, a few hours after, she like threw up. So, I mean, that stuff happens and you feel exhausted, but you also feel like you want to be on your own. You want to kind of think about things, analyze everything. Some people like listening to the high vibrational music, or take time in nature for themselves. Things like that. It's like a transformational period.
I just thought of something I wanted to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I felt weird connections with cats in this lifetime, and I even had a cat-like being come to me. I'm wondering what that's about.
Well, because you have connection with Sirius A, and Egypt too.
Okay.
And his beings were cat-like to Lyran beings. See, people have a misconception about Lyran beings because they're actually very vicious beings. They're not benevolent, they're malevolent. They all stuffed with technology. The ones who the ones who are nice, who are benevolent, are out of this universe. That's what I see.
Okay.
Because the when I am on Series A, they basically came to us and told us, oh, we're Lyrans, our system was destroyed. Could we please leave on your Series A, and we'll let them in? But then they betrayed us, and they opened a portal for the black reptilians, the very tall black dragon-like reptilian creatures who after conquered Series A and destroyed our crystals and crystal little crystalline pots that we would charge ourselves in. Yeah, all this, yeah, they took over completely. I have a session, my session about it. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think it came up in the other session too, that those lions, I think I saw before, was you. So, I guess that's it. Let me check. You created this kind of like golden triangle around you, like a pyramid. And I see you like inside the pyramid, and around the pyramid there's like a golden globe type thing. It's like one. And so what you're saying that the golden sphere is supposed to absorb energy that they might shoot at you, and it absorbs and then it collects in the buffer zone in between the triangle you're in and the space, the buffer between the two.
Where is this at? You cut when you first started this explanation. You cut out a little bit. Where is this at?
No, it's like in your energy sphere you created almost like a protection around
Okay.
yourself. I see you in a pyramid type structure. It seems like you know how to work the pyramids from this Egyptian times, because I saw you before in a pyramid. And then over the pyramid, connecting the corners of it, you create a sphere around it. And that's like, and the buffer zones, those half circular type things, those are buffer zones. That's where you collect energy, they would shoot at you, and you transform it. So from negative to positive. We can always transform energy, or we can make it into anything we want so it can fly away. But that's what you're doing. It seems like you're about the transformation more rather than, I mean, if you just like feel any pressure or pain anywhere, they can be just those beings trying to penetrate your energy sphere. So what you do is you focus your attention on that spot and transform that energy into something you want to transform, rather than being at peace or feeling good. Or because I feel that you know it, how to transform, how to work with energy. You can also throw it out in the portal or make a bird out of it and it would fly away, but I feel about you that you would rather transform it.
So if these beings come for me tonight, what would you recommend I do? Do you think I should get up and walk around a little bit and then try to do the ball in the middle of my center and expand it earlier?
You can even use Shanghai to tourmaline pyramids. I don't know if you have those stones, like black stones. Kind of like grounds you, but also protects from MF radiation. Or I mean, I have those by my bed.
Okay.
Just focus your attention on creating. I create a golden cocoon around me, like literally golden light, but my own light. I turn my own light, and I'm blue. My energy body is blue. I turn it into gold, the energy of my own sun, and I just say that it's gonna burn up any energy that would try to touch me. I forbid you touching me, because I'm a creative being, That's my energy sphere, not yours. So that's what I do, and that intention works for my kids too. So they don't have those scary dreams anymore they used to have after doing this. So, you like that. Do you hear that a little like static type thingy?
A little bit, I think.
Yeah, you actually, I see you doing like this with your hands. When the static comes, you create like a mirror in between your hands and you hold it and it touches you and goes back from your energy sphere. You know, it's like they're doing it. It's like the Earth and the Moon, right?
Yeah.
It has it's like dominoes, but those are not dominoes. Those are like filtering system made out of mirrors. The satellite system creates a huge mirror type blanket covering the Earth,
Mm-hmm.
right from above. And that's what they would use to interfere with the connection with anything, to block people, connections, put like obstacles on your way through electronic devices.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were connected to them before, they kind of know how to spot you and they would try to reconnect. You just have to keep doing it. So at some point they drop all this attempts to do so. But because they always attempt. There's some clients come to me, I mean, they only have one entity interfering, but that entity, after you put him in the portal, would always try to come back, or new ones would try to come back because it's like, imagine you see this gray matter in all those little people in there, and people are all like dark, they have interference, and once you got rid of interference, you light up like a lighting bug, and they see you.
Yeah.
So those entities will try to come to you to grab, like, to get your energy, just a little percent. Yeah.
I've gotten the impression that maybe if I form my energy into a globe around myself and make it into like a miasma looking type thing, kind of like the way oil looks in water, that it might help camouflage me. What do you think of that?
Yeah, you can make anything. Remember, we are creators. We can create anything we want.